Hello and welcome to Purple Fox Gaming. Today I'm playing a bit of World of Tanks. I know this is a game that has become more popular on my channel and more people have become interested in my videos on it. So today we're looking at the American Tier 5 medium tank, the M4 Sherman. You've probably all heard of it even if you don't play this game particularly much, because it was pretty much one of the most iconic American tanks in the Second World War, I think it was. It went against the German Panzer divisions usually, and I mean, unfortunately, it is a nice tank, but in terms of World War II, it was vastly inferior most of the time to the Panzer lines, and quite often its inferior armour caused quite a lot of them to be destroyed and disabled. However, there were so many of them, obviously, they did manage to pull through. So I'm just going to go into a game in a second, but first we'll go through the stats. So we've got about 400 hit points, bearing in mind this is pretty much stock. I mean, I've got the 75mm stock gun, which isn't too bad, it's relatively good. The penetration could be better, of course, but that's what the 76mm tier 6 is for. The turret, again, obviously that will increase my health, but what's quite interesting about this is that it's kind of a bit of a pick and mix with this one, because the turrets roughly are kind of almost the same, because you've got the tier 4 one, which has 76 frontal armor, 51 rear and sides, which, okay, 76 frontal armor, that's pretty good, but 51 maybe not so good. But then again, you've got the other one, which is 63 all round, so it's kind of just, you've kind of got to adapt your playstyle to how you set up your tank. But of course it is slower as well, so it's quite interesting to see that. You can see it's got 51mm frontal armor, 38 on rear and sides. Now 51 on the front isn't really that great in itself, but you can see it's pretty nicely sloped. To me, you will bounce a couple if you're angled correctly. However, if you do get shot on the sides and rear, it is going to go straight through. It's completely flat, and yeah, pretty much everything is going to penetrate that. So in terms of that, it's like not too great, but it's not too bad either. So I'll go into a game now and see what we get. Hopefully I won't go into a terribly bad game, because that's usually what happens to me. Just hope it doesn't take too long to find a game, because it has taken quite a long time recently. But you probably know that they've set up 2 European servers now, so it gets split across, because this is how popular the game has become. They've actually had to make, I mean, 2 servers doesn't sound like a lot when you think of a game like World of Warcraft, but if you think about how many people they can fit on one server, I mean, these are pretty high capacity servers that they use, which is quite good. And I suppose the way the game's set up, you don't particularly need too much server power. But I don't know, I mean, I don't really know anything about their server infrastructure, so I can't really say much. But oh yeah, this looks like it could be a good game. I'm at the top, no heavies, so no KV1s to mess around with. However, there have been many times when I've been at the top of the leaderboard and thought, I can just probably rush straight out there and kill everyone, and that's not the case. You're just going to get absolutely killed. So I will try and play relatively well. That I can't promise that, because obviously I'm not the best tanker in the world, but we'll see. Oh, I don't think I mentioned what upgrades I do have. I do have the best engine and the best suspension, so what I'm aiming for next is to get the best turret, and hopefully that will provide some good gameplay, because at the moment obviously I don't really have a particularly amazing gun, nor do I have a particularly, well, yeah, the turret's not bad for a tier 4 really. For a tier 4 turret, not a tier 4 tank, so this is a tier 5 tank. Now I think I'm going to follow where everyone else is going, which is kind of the newbie thing to do, because quite often one person will lead on and then everyone follows them, and then you've kind of worked out, oh, so there's no one defending that area, and they just swarm in and kill everyone, and then they just come up behind you and you're pretty much dead. So we'll see how this goes. Even though I am at the top, the fact that we don't have the best gun will probably have a bit of a problem. However, there is actually 105mm derp gun available for this tank, which actually looks pretty good. I mean, 80 alpha frowns upon them. I mean, I find them they're enjoyable to play, but when you get killed by one, you kind of think, what's the point? You one-shotted me. It doesn't take any skill to do that. you've just like put on a derp gun, shot me once, and you've killed me. So I can kind of see that point. They're fun to play when you're the person firing them, but when you're being fired at by them, it's not particularly the same story. Now, I can already tell this is going to be a pretty boring game because, oh, it looks like we are starting to get some of it. It kind of looked like it was going very slowly. Yeah, you'll probably notice that this stock gun is pretty inaccurate, and considering it's only like a 75mm, it's pretty rubbish, really. I can't actually see what I'm shooting at. Well, I can, but I can't actually see where the shot's going. I think we did hit him then, but I didn't actually see any damage. No, it did just hit someone then. We hit the Panzer IV, but it looks like he's firing at me, which probably means that we're going to have RT. Yes, this is an RT based game. Pretty much the RT should be really dominating in this game, because there's tier 4 RTs, so they can pretty much one-shot everything. Just going to go back a bit, just to ensure that we're safe. As long as we haven't been scouted out, we shouldn't have any RT problems. But from the leaderboard, I'll just go through this. We have got some Panzer IVs on both sides, which probably is likely to see them. Yeah, it'll be likely that they've got the 105mm, because honestly, on that tank, the derp gun is the best out of the selection you can have. I mean, the thing was, that guy was firing at me. Like, obviously, he must have had that because he missed me. But again, it is annoying when you get derped from a long range because it just kind of seems stupid. But it does happen occasionally. Oh, that one did bounce. Now my only worry here is, does the arty know I'm here? Because I've been firing. So better kind of keep on the move a bit, just to move around randomly. You never know when they could strike. And most likely, they would one-shot me. If they're using high explosives, they probably could one-shot me if they hit me in the right place. Even got T-28, so it's quite a good game. I think that's a T-28, yeah, that's a T-28. Got M3 there, that's my predecessor. The M3 isn't a bad tank. I mean, a lot of people say it is, but it's pretty nice. In fact, it's probably got just as good armor as this thing has, in all fairness, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, sorry if I am babbling on a bit, it's just because nothing's going on. It's just that I've just been sat here. It seems to be like both of our teams seem to be campers, really. Well, oh, that looks like a French kind of thing. So yeah, this gun is pretty inaccurate, as you can see. It's just flailing off everywhere. Not particularly good. Now I'm just going to stay on the move again, because it's quite likely that they have spotted us. If we can see them, they can probably see us. Now it looks as though we have actually almost won, so although I said that, like it was quite a slow game, I think we're just in the wrong place really, because we've only got like a few of them. Oh, please don't break my tracks. Now that looks like a Hetzer with a derp gun. So he probably could one-shot me. Yes, as you can see demonstrated. He's not using the derp gun, but he's doing damage. There we go, we did kill a Hetzer. Not a particularly big achievement, because of course it is a tier below me. Just watching out for Artie, because that grill is probably going to be after me. I'm sure that tank destroyer's up here somewhere, so we'll see where he is. Now I really do not have that much time left to record, so we have to see how it goes. It may unfortunately turn out that I have to suddenly stop before the game ends, but there's only a couple of them left, so I'm going to let him deal with the Artie, because there's no point in me going over there really. And I'm going to see if I can find this tank destroyer somewhere. Hoping I can. I don't know if he's he was up here somewhere, but he's either retreated Yeah, he's gone back here. He's actually on 100%. So he is a potential threat. So if I just go up behind him, I think he's being distracted there. Hopefully should be able to do something. I mean, it's quite like that he's probably turned around now, so... see what we can do. He's actually trying to run, he's not turning around, so... let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I didn't think I'd finish him because they'll probably take... oh, it's just been shot by a friendly. I think he was kind of a bit excited by the win, but there you go, that's the M4 Sherman. I did actually manage to get a good game there, luckily. It's not amazing, obviously. I mean, a good game would probably be 6 kills or something, but there you have it, the M4. It's a pretty decent tank, medium, American. Everything's good about it, really. The armor's not great, but again, you see, if you play it properly, you're not going to have a problem. If you play it like a medium tank's supposed to be played, it's not supposed to be a sponge for damage because medium tanks aren't. So if you play it properly and play to its strengths, you can see it's a pretty decent tank. So thanks for watching the video today, guys. I'm sorry I keep getting my words muddled up, but anyway, thanks for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time, guys.